Hi. While I've been doing a load of work recently in the panel, one thing I realised was the price editing was really quite confusing. So I do apologise for any frustration this has caused you in the past, but I've been working on this over the last couple of days, and I hope I've now got it so that this is going to be much easier for you to use, and therefore you'll be able to get more from it and use it as I had originally intended. So I'm just going to go through the main bits and pieces on this, and I hope I'm not going to bore you too much with the sound of my voice. But what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm just going to show you how you edit an existing list. So on this mock site here, we've got a price page with two categories, further instruction and block booking, and in those two categories, they've each got one individual price. Okay, so firstly, in the editing and price editing page in the panel, let's just add one more one more price to this category, the block booking. So we'll put in a 5 hour paid in advance, doesn't matter what it is for the sake of the demo. We'll put that in 100 and we'll just click on save. Okay, so we've now got in that category, in the block booking category, we've now got a price 5 hours paid in advance. Go to the site and refresh and you'll see that that comes up. I've not put a description in here, and you'll see on the site that that shows slightly differently because this one is just a title effectively, whereas the one below the 10 hour has a description, which you'll see here, and that's indicated on this price list style. It's indicated with an eye and an arrow, and if they hover over that, you'll then see that the description then shows. Alright, so we've added a price to that category. A couple of things you may not realise you can do quite easily. If you want to change the category heading, you can do that here. So let's call that paid in advance, and we'll save that. And then when we go to the site, you'll see that the category heading has now changed. Something else you might not realise is if you've got kind of lots of different categories set up, you might actually find that you've put a price in that's not actually in the category you want it to be in. So what you can do is, using this box here that's above each price, you see there's another one there. If we want to move the 10-hour manual into further instruction, just for the sake of the demo obviously, we can select from this box here, select the further instruction and save, and you'll see now 10-hour manual shows in the further instruction category. And just a note that these the prices are ordered in value. Okay, so with the lowest value first, they will then just order themselves in ascending order. Okay, so that's how you edit the category title, how you can move your individual prices around. What you can also do is change the order of the categories. Now this does have to be done on a computer because mobiles do not have the drag and drop functionality in your web browsers. So on a computer you would go to editing and price categories, you'll see the categories there, and just literally just drag and drop, and when we go to the site you'll now see that the order has been changed here. Okay, so let's just change those back just so you can see again, and there we are. Okay, now what we want to do for this demo is actually add a new price list. I want to put a set of prices onto the auto page. Alright, so if we go back to editing, but this time go into the price list management. Now this is a new page. Alright, so that I've only just added this in, and what we're going to do is add a new price list, and we're going to call that auto prices. What you call it, entirely up to you. It really doesn't matter. It's not shown on the site. It's purely for your own benefit, so you can identify the different price lists. Just make the title something related to what it is you're doing, just so you know which is which. Okay, so let's add the new price list, and you'll see down here we've got the auto prices, that's the list name. It contains 0 prices in 0 categories, and it's not currently being displayed. Right. The main prices, however, is it contains 3 prices in 2 different categories, and that's relating to these here. So we've got the 3 prices, 2 categories, and it's currently displayed on the prices page. Alright. So what we want to do is we want to set this price list, this one here, the auto prices, to show on this page here. Alright. So each of your price lists will have a drop down box of pages that that are available to have a price list added to them. Okay, and what you'll notice here, the prices page is not in that list. That's because it already has this price list in it here. Alright, you can only have one price list on each page. That price list can contain several different categories, but you can only have one price list on a page. So we're going to add this onto the auto prices page. So we just select it from the drop down menu, click on save settings. Okay, there's no prices in there at the moment, so there's nothing actually to display, but all we've done is we've told this page on the site that when there are prices to show in the auto prices price list, it should display them. It's as simple as that. Okay, so if we now go to price editing, and we will set up a new category. Whoops, helps if I could spell. Okay, so we've set up a new category called Auto Lessons. Okay, and in here we're just going to put 1 hour lesson, and we'll put 26 there. And just a note here, you've got a delete button for the auto lessons. That's because there's no individual prices assigned to that category, so it's safe to delete. Where you've got prices in there, it won't let you delete it. Okay, so we've made the 1 hour lesson price for the auto lessons category. We're going to save that, and here we are at the top. And if we now go back to the price list management, you will see, whoops, still there is nothing in there. Okay, and that is because we haven't actually assigned that category to a price list. And now if we look here, you'll see there's 2 price lists now available. You've got the main prices, which is the first one we had set up originally, and we've now got the new auto prices. So now if we save on that, go back to your price list management, you'll now see that that price list contains 1 price in 1 category. It's displayed on the auto prices page, and if we go here, you will see that that price list now shows. What you'll see here though is that it's a different style to this one. Okay, and you can change that on this page. This is again in the editing price list management. You can just change the style here, literally style 1, style 2. Now I've got this working. I'm much happier with the way it works, and I hope you'll be getting more from it. I will look at adding additional styles to this in the not too distant future. Okay, but that's how you change the style. Save settings, and when you go back to the page, there we are. That now uses the same style. Now just one more thing before we finish. You'll be glad to hear this is nearly the end. If we go to the page editing and go to the auto prices, so that's the page that this is shown on, you'll see what it's done. When you added it to the page, it's put this bit of coding in. Okay, but it will always put it at the bottom of the text, but you might want to put it in between existing text or whatever, and that's absolutely fine. But so all you need to do is move this text. So if we cut it out there and paste it in between the text there, and then save, you'll now see you've got text above and text below there. And just very quickly, a word of warning: if you're actually just typing it in, okay, don't, let me just show you, if you go to the price management page here, it will actually give you the code that you need to put into any page if you just want to do it yourself and put it specifically where you want it. So this one's PLID 1, that one's PLID 2. Alright, but in the page, when you do this, do be very careful. If you're writing and typing it in yourself, be careful not to leave a gap like that in between the PLID and the 2, for example, or don't write it in lowercase. If you do that, you'll see the site just displays what you've written, because it doesn't understand that what you're trying to do is actually display a price list. So you just need to be aware of that, and when you put it in properly without the gap and it all in capitals, it will now display that price list again. Okay, so I hope that's kind of cleared things up a little bit, and I hope it will allow you, if you do need to have more than one price list, especially, so if you're doing automatics, B&E, I don't know, taxi training, if you're doing ADI training, etc., you can have multiple price lists so they are displayed on the relevant page. So that means that the site visitor isn't having to look through a massive great price list just to get to the couple of prices that actually interest them. You could put this on a page for your B&E, auto driving, etc. So I hope that will that clarifies how you use it and gives you some more insight into that. If you've got any problems using this, if there's anything odd comes up or you're just not sure what you're doing, please just let me know. And if you've got any ideas on how this can be improved, how I can make this better for you, easier to use still, etc., any feedback is always very welcome, and I'm certainly open to kind of any criticism if you find it still very complicated. Don't feel that you're the only one. If you've got a problem, undoubtedly someone else has as well. So, I'm very open to that and very aware of that. So please just let me know if you've got any ideas, any feedback on this at all. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Cheers.